Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Final Fantasy 3, part 7, I think. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, California time, January 26th. So it's been 5 days since that last video, 2025. So we helped the get the ice thing, the horn of ice, and we were halfway through the floating tree. So I had to cut the video off abruptly. So I don't know where I should start the story. Because I saved halfway, we can't go back to halfway, so I'm gonna start from the beginning of somewhere. Oh, we did start over here. Okay, that's cool. So anyway, what do we get? Rune bow. So my wife had a problem for a while. You know, she was in the hospital for a good 2 months. Oh, the power of darkness, the thing of beauty, black tapestry of chaos. Tapestry which I shall paint in all-encompassing Neptune. With this fortress are the soldiers. The power of darkness, I will rule the world. So we got a home. Time to die. So you're supposed to change to the sorcery and shit and check out his shit, but I don't really care too much. Just gonna hit him with the our shit. Just gonna do the fire and fire and ice. Anyway, you know, we got a home and shit. And wow, we almost, dude, what the hell, man? He dead. So anyway, got a home, but complaining about that she was having a hard time breathing and everything. So we so I went to try to wake her up. And she wouldn't wake up, so that's what that last video was. So yeah, she's in a coma right now. Got anything else? I think that's it, right? About a bomb fragment. Medium. Yep. Yeah, I knew I had a part. Well, which is good. No, 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 no. Load game. Is that the one? Alright. So I wanted to tell you the story anyway. So we're just gonna go around the world again. There it is. That's where we were. So I'm just gonna tell you anyway. Just gonna tell you a story, the full story. Me and my wife's been together for 22 years. Since 2002. What do you call it? She used to be she used to work at an eye doctor for like 20 years. You know. I'm just gonna mute the I mean, you can skip this video if you want. We're pretty much just gonna grind. You can just skip to the you could just skip to the what do you call it? To the next video. It's pretty serious stuff, you know. Like I said, if you don't want to watch this video, you don't have to. It's pretty much me we're just gonna go in circles and shit. I'm just gonna as you can see, we got our asses kicked. You know. So I had a kidney transplant in 1998. I was on dialysis in 1996, and around between 99 2002, I went blind my left eye, and then my right eye was the peripheral vision. You know, the side vision is gone, so I have like 30%. And around 2002 that's when I went to the doctor where she was working at. She was working for the eye doctor for like 20 years. And I had a like at 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, appointment, and she was the first one to come in. She was like, fuck this, because I had a hood on and everything, and I was sleeping in the hallway. She goes, I ain't gonna open up this thing for this guy. So you know, so she's like, fuck it. So yeah, and that's how we met. She said she was going on vacation to this place up in like 2 hours away. Up in this mountain, she rented like 3 days. And her boyfriend was cheating on her, so she had no one to go with. So she asked if I wanted to go. I was like, hell yeah. So that's how we met, 2002, September 4th. So yeah, so everything was going great, you know. And then around 2007, 5 years later, she always had this sciatic, I guess, sciatica or something, where the leg was hurting, and she wanted to get a surgery, you know. And I told her, no, don't get the surgery. You know, a lot of people I know got surgeries and it's fucked up. But she wanted to do anyway. So she got one back surgeries. And like a couple of days before she's supposed to go back to work, she was feeling good and everything. And then all of a sudden she said something's wrong with her back. And we went back. She went back to the hospital. It turns out that she had a fucking staph infection. You know, got this shit from the hospital. So from one surgery, went up to like 5 surgeries. But during our like 4th surgery, we were living with her sister around 2008. So she met some fucking guy on the internet. Her sister. She has 3 sisters. So she has two older ones and one younger one. So we're just gonna say A, B, C, okay? From oldest to youngest. A is oldest, B second, and then C is the young sister. The A, B is the older sister, okay? So we're living with the B sister. She found some guy on the internet. So 1 week before the rent was due, she fucking took off with him. And my wife, you know, like I said, this is like the 3rd surgery she had, you know, so she didn't even really know what's going on a lot of times, you know. Or maybe it's a 4th surgery. Anyway, yeah, it was a lot of bullshit, man. A lot of shit. She had a big hole in her back, you know. She had one of those machines sucking her back out and shit. And so yeah, so the landlord was saying that she just gave the apartment up. So that fucking night, you know, they threw all that day. Actually, they threw all shit out, and I had dialysis, you know. So I go to dialysis. You know what I mean? Because my kidney actually, it rejected in 2006. From 98 to 2006, so I had like 8 years of my kidney transplant. So I'm back on dialysis, and it was raining and everything. And remember, I'm blind. My one eye, I'm blind, and fucking 30% on my right eye. It was all foggy and everything, but I had to drive, you know, so I can come back. So we got a motel that night in Anaheim, California. So then you know, I got her some Del Taco to eat before I left, and I went and did my dialysis. It was at nighttime, 3rd shift or 4th shift. I don't know what shift it was, but I didn't get home till like 8-9 o'clock and shit. So everything was all good because we had no place to go. So her mom lived in Henderson, Nevada. You know. So she's like, yeah, bring her down, you know. So the next day, we were waiting for the nurse to come to the motel to change her wounds and all that shit. And then I had she had a Kia Rio, and one of the tire was like bald, you know, front tire. It's like fuck. But we're just gonna go, you know what I mean? We're just gonna punk it, fuck it. And the lady actually, the nurse gave us like $40 I told her about it, the story, So she blessed us with $40, and I went and got a new tire for the front. And while we were waiting for the nurse, I guess that motel we were at was pretty shady, So like there was like 3 cops there that morning. So we didn't bring anything personal because only thing we got was like maybe our clothes a little bit, and then nothing personal because I had to put all the IVs and the saline water, the saline tubes and needles and all that shit, in their car, little Kia Rio. So then there was 3 cops there, but there was 2 of them walking around. They went in the back. One went in the back, and we were in the front room. It was only 1 story. And then he saw me loading a bunch of like, like IV and lines and shit, and saline water and saline bags, and and he was just like, huh, So he looked inside the the motel, and then he noticed that she was sleeping on the bed, and she had like an IV pole on, with the saline going into her. And she's like, "Who's this guy?" And my wife's like, "Oh, that's my husband." And then he goes, "Can I come in?" I said, "Yeah, come on in." He goes, "Is he stealing your kidney?" I guess a lot of people get people in a motel and shit, steal their kidneys and have the, have them in the IV and shit. It's like, nah. She started laughing. It's like, not laugh, as much as she could laugh. It's like, nah, man, So we finally went and got a new tire, and then I drove her to, we were on our way to, Las Vegas, or Henderson, Henderson's like a little town next to Las Vegas. So we drove there and got in town, and we met her mom and her stepdad and everything, and then she got in their car, and then I guess, I don't know, for some reason she didn't like me. I mean, not that night, but like the next night or something. So it's kind of like a blurry thing, It's kind of blurry, those years. I just know that I end up getting a apartment there with my my sister's boyfriend at the time, because my sister was working in Atlantic City, and she said she was gonna transfer the casino there. So anyway, in the daytime I would before dialysis I would take the bus to go see her, and then in the afternoon I would go to my dialysis. And then yeah, so then I don't know, me and my sister, it didn't work out. And the only reason I know her boyfriend because of her, so I was like, So it didn't work out as planned. So I came home one day, and he took off to Florida. He loaded everything in the van and then went to Florida. So I was like, fuck, I can't afford the apartment, So I ended up having to give the apartment up, because my sister wasn't coming. So this like around 2008. So I called my sister, and one of my sister lives in Dallas Fort Worth. I asked her, and she said, "Yeah, you can come over." So she's in Henderson, Nevada, and then I went to like Euless, which is between Fort Worth and Dallas, in Texas. So I was there, and then I decided to do home dialysis. Where you could do it at home. You put a tube in your stomach, and then you do it at home. So I got that going. So it was cool. I was just like skating still, riding my skateboard, going to this skate shop and everything, and just come home. I wouldn't even be home just to sleep. And then turns out she needed her 5th surgery. She was gonna get her 5th back surgeries. So then so I was like, oh shit, I want to be there. So so I called my friend, because I used to live down here in California, in Fullerton, in a warehouse, because I was only getting like $750 for disability, and everything's like $900 or above, for a studio. Couldn't afford it, so I'm renting a warehouse room for like $300, So it's like, yeah, whatever. So I got that, and then so I came to Fulton. I flew back to Fulton from Texas. So you gotta think I move around so much. I have nothing. Everything I get, I gotta start over. You know what I mean? Because shipping is so much. So I only could ship like whatever, whatever could put in my duffel bag. Back then they didn't have the flat rate, the USPS. Now they have a flat rate of big box for like, well, it went up. Last year was $26.50. Yeah, so I came to the warehouse. My friend had like 3 warehouses, and he had one of them just for storage. So I asked him if I can have the whole warehouse, because I want Terry, to come live with me. So he said he has to ask his girlfriend, because all the warehouse was under his girlfriend's name. So alright. So then on her 5th surgery, I took the Greyhound from Fullerton. Actually, let's see, what did I do? Because I took the regular bus to the nearest Greyhound, which I think is in Anaheim. Then I took the Greyhound, so I took the bus south to Anaheim, because Anaheim's south of Fullerton, California. It's like one city away. Yeah, so I took that. And then I took the Greyhound northeast, or northwest to Los Angeles. It's about probably 30 minutes away or something. Yeah. Then from Los Angeles, it goes to Las Vegas. And then from Las Vegas, it went to Henderson. It goes to the the old casino. I mean, not old casino, old Las Vegas. The Greyhound is like in the old Las Vegas. So, and then it turns out one of my niece that I used to babysit back when I was in New Jersey, before I got sick, with on dialysis. When I moved down there in 1995, I used to watch her, Kathy. Her name's Kathy, and her little brother named Tony. They were like 11 and 10 years old. So in 2008, so it turns out that like in 2008, 2009, whatever. So it turns out she was working at the Wynn, which is a really nice casino, and she bought a house in Henderson, like the new part of Henderson. And then it was crazy. I don't know how I found out about it, but she told me. So I called. She told me the garage password was like 1971 or something like that. And then I get there, man. It was a nice house. It was so new they didn't have no street names on it. The place. So if you order shit, you're kind of fucked. You have to send everything like to this main mailbox or something. I don't know. Yeah, she bought like a 3-bedroom house. It was perfect, man. So then, yeah. And then I just, they didn't have no bus up there where my niece was living because it's so brand new. So I just walked to the hospital on the day of my wife's 5th surgery. Her mom didn't like me, and then she said she wasn't gonna go. But then she heard I was going, so when I got there, she was like already there at the hospital. Of course, she had to run the whole place, you know. It's like whatever. Yeah, so she had still had this big hole in her back, you know. They got that machine that sucks all the shit out. But she was walking back then, you know. She was walking with a walker. She had this big old thing suction her back, you know, big old machine. So anyway, I went over there and I saw her mom, and she kind of gave me this like bad look. I don't know why, you know. I used to go to her, like I would used to go to her house when she was at work, cause she'd come home at like 2. I'd go in the morning, and then I would clean up shit, you know, like clean the toilet, clean the kitchen, and take out the trash, wash all the dishes and shit, you know. Clean the backyard, throw all the trash out in the backyard, you know, just unusual shit, cause that's just how I am. Making a place look better than you found it, you know. That's how it was in the 80s. When I started skateboarding, you'd go to a spot, and that was the rule, you know. You make the place look better than you found it. Plus, back then, you know, if you keep the shit dirty, you get your ass kicked. You know what I mean? The locals fuck you up. Even the locals, you go there and you don't ask them permission, they fuck you up. Yeah, you know. It was like the movie The Warrior. You know what I mean? It's like that. So I grew up shit like that, you know. So respect is a big thing. So anyway, she didn't like me. She saw me, and you know, I just said hi to her and everything, and I didn't care. I just wanted. The whole thing was, you know, for my wife's 5th back surgeries. She had so much scar on her back because they did it 4 times already that they had to go through the front, you know. So they had to go through the front, and I was like, okay, you know. So everything worked good, and then I guess I was there for after she came out and everything. You know, after she came out and everything like that, and then her mom dropped her off at my niece's house, so she got to live with me at the remember, I'm doing home dialysis. That's why I can do that, Because at home dialysis, you just tell them where you live, and they send you your bags of saline, a month's 2 weeks worth or a month's worth, whatever. So that's how I got it. And yeah, so she was staying with me, and in the morning we'd go in the alley and we'd go walk up and down, and just it was very beautiful, It was a nice time. And then after a while, her back, the back got healed and everything, and then I called my friend Mario, and he said, yeah, I could rent the one warehouse from him for $700. I was like, okay, I was like, sure. So then I came back first, So my wife was still in with her mom, so she went back to her mom's house. So I came back to Fulton, California, to prepare the warehouse. We had everything, We had shower, bathroom. We had like a bed in there already, cause he used to sleep in there before, him and his girlfriend. So we pretty much took over. Had a couch and made a little like living room with a big screen TV and everything, and it was cool. So then after a while, around November, I guess his wife, she didn't want to put her name in the apartment. Those warehouses anymore. He had 3 of them. One of them he was doing screen printing, and the other one would like rent it out to some guy next to me. I was in E, he was in D, and then my friend was like, "Oh yeah, you have to find somewhere else to live because his girlfriend didn't want to put her name in the warehouse anymore." So we're like, all right. So I called my sister in Texas, the one that remember when I went down there in 2008, if I could go back there. And then she was like, I said, yeah, me and my wife, and she's like supportive as far as like some like giving me money and stuff sometimes when she was doing good with her work and everything. But she's retired now, so she doesn't really help out anymore with financial because she's retired. But back then, financial she's fine, but she didn't want to have to be like, because I'm on dialysis, and then she got back surgeries, and you know what I mean. Like, she didn't want to deal with that shit, so she told me no. I was like, alright, So then I called my sister, the one that was supposed to be in Las Vegas with me. Remember, we had the apartment and a boyfriend. So she ended up staying with him in Florida. And she was like, yeah, I got a 2-bedroom if you want to come over. I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah, So my friend, he had a skateboard company like in C. So I'm in E, and then another guy in D, and then my friend was in C doing a skateboard company. He was screen printing and everything. So I told, this is way before the Lyft, and Uber and shit. So I asked him if he has a little Ford Ranger. So I asked him, I had like 2 little boxes, the dialysis boxes, that the bag comes in. And my wife had like a little, maybe a little suitcase or something. We didn't have much. He could take us to the airport, and he did. He gave him like $60, took us to the airport. So we flew to Florida. So we got there. Everything was cool, We had our own little room. We got like this double, the blow up bed, like double height. So we got that, and we just kicked it. And so remember, I got in a fight with her boyfriend in 2008. So 2 years ago. So this is 2010 now. So I don't know. So I guess we're there for like a week, and then he just started tripping and shit. Cause my wife was a little she probably weighed like 220 or something, 230. And my sister, she loves cook for us and stuff like that. But because my wife had the all those back surgery, so she sleeps different hours. She takes her sleep whenever she can. So I was like, fuck. So he came in one day, we're just laying around. He's like, yeah, your fucking sister's out there slaving for you guys, and fucking you wanna go out there and eat and shit, and fucking you fucking this bitch fucking eating too many cheeseburgers and fat fucking pig, and like start going off, dude. So I was like, I got in front of his face, like, man, that's not cool, you know what I mean? He goes, fuck you little fucking scrawny bitch, cause he probably like 6 foot, whatever, right? Only 5'7". So he was like, get the fuck out of my fucking apartment, you fucking bunch of pigs. Yeah, I think he was on drugs or something. I don't know what the fuck. Must be, Because remember back then, around 2010 or earlier, you can doctor shop for fucking Oxy, right? Florida was like the Oxy fucking capital, right? So I don't know. I'm not gonna accuse anybody of anything, but so it was raining. We're in the second floor. It was raining and shit. I was like, fuck. So I went downstairs. You know how some people bring the shopping carts home from the thing. So I got one of those. Remember, I'm doing home dialysis, so I got like boxes and boxes of chemicals, So I put all that shit on the shopping cart. And our two little box that I got from fucking, of our stuff. And then my sister was like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, 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 Like, it's okay, So we went down the elevator and everything, and it was raining and shit, and fucking, then my sister's like, oh, let me see, I have a Thai lady, she has a house, maybe she could rent a room for you. It's like, alright. So it turns out, yeah, we rented the room with her friend, for like $400. And then there are two other guys, these Thai guys. They're like single, single dudes in their 20s. They're working at like a sushi bar and shit, whatever. So Asian people are fucking stupid. You know what I mean? They're fucking dumb. They don't know shit about medical, and they don't want to know. All about superstitions, So I was doing my home dialysis. What happened is I was doing manual, so I have this tube hanging out of my stomach, and then you would put you'd put one bag of saline, the shit that the chemical they give you to have it for like 4 hours. Then after 4 hours, you just like drain it. It's like using your skin to filter the urine, the toxicity out. Like you put the chemicals in your stomach. There's a pouch around your stomach, around your organs and everything. And so anyway, he saw me doing that shit. So the next thing I know, they fucking moved out, and they told the owner that they didn't want to catch what I had. That's how stupid it is. You can't catch fucking dialysis, dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, they were so scared that they were gonna get what I got. They fucking moved out. So we got the whole house to ourselves for like 2 weeks. So then we talked to my wife's daughter. She was living here in Long Beach, and she said, yeah, I have an apartment, you can come over, and you can live with us. So after that, we flew back. This is around like December, beginning of December of 2010. So we came out here. So she was going with this one guy. He's like a fucking thug, you know. I don't know. Her daughter, she's like in the 20s. She always go out with these Mexican thugs, shaved head and shit. I don't know why, but you know, it's not my deal. So she has a daughter, like 10 years old. So I would wake up and, you know, I'd take her to school, you know, and pick her up and shit. So we were there for like a week, I think. So Terry's, you know, her granddaughter, and then that guy, the thug dude, was just gonna call him T. We're just gonna call him T. So T was watching granddaughter or his daughter or whatever. It's not really his real daughter. He's just representing. So the granddaughter was doing something. She didn't know how to add or something. So T like stomped on her foot, you know, because she couldn't get this problem or some shit. So we saw it, and my wife stood up and was like, "Don't fucking do that shit to my fucking granddaughter," you know. So then he got up. So this T guy, he likes to carry screwdrivers in his pocket. That's his like fucking, that's his shank, you know. And I know that. So my wife got up, so I got up, you know what I mean. So we were there for like a week, like 5 days or something, 5 or 7 days. So then, no, it was probably I think it's probably the second or third week of the month of January, 2010. So then he's like, "You watch it, fucking Chinaman, blah blah blah, just fucking kill you, you know. Don't let me see you in the street, you know." And I know he had that screwdriver. He ain't scared to fucking stab me with it either. So the cops came and shit, and it was like midnight. So he asked whose place it was, and it was her daughter. But then her daughter took the guy's side. So cops told us we had to leave. Good thing I had my one of my friends have his number. He had like a little Nissan truck. So he came by and picked us up. Most of my chemicals, you know, pretty much. The fucking chemicals and shit, you know. So and then came by, you know, pick our shit up, and so we call my wife's son, which is the brother of the her daughter. He's the older one, and he's living right here at number 1. See, like where I'm at right now, I'm in number 5. So he's in number 1. So we went to his house, and what it is he was helping the landlord. The landlord's like in his 90s, you know, old fucker. So he would help him with yard work and everything, and you know. So then he told me that this one right here where I'm at, number 5, was available in February. So I asked him to talk to the landlord to see what he says. So then he told me, he was like, "Oh, it's not done yet." I say, "Oh, don't worry about it." You know what I mean? We just need a place to stay. We'll fix this shit, you know? Fix whatever needs to be fixed, you know? So then I asked him how much, you know, and he said, "Oh, it's gonna be 600. And then my wife's like, "What about with air conditioning? Because you know, when those air conditioning in the window." He's like 645. So we were living in 750, and my wife, she wasn't getting her disability yet, cause it takes like fucking 5 years or some shit. And plus, and then even then, you gotta get a lawyer, get that shit done. So so I'm like, all right, whatever, extra, whatever, $45, at least you'll be comfortable. So then he said he needed 500 for deposit. I was like, fuck, I don't have 500. I said, can I give you like a $50 payment every month? Yeah, so we're living in 750. So with, think we had like what, maybe $100 left, something like that. So good thing they had this thing called they have a GNR, which is a general relief. If you're like homeless, you can apply for it once a month. You get like $200 cash, $200 food stamps, and like emergency Medi-Cal, which is in other 49 states is Medicaid. Medi-Cal, because they have their own fucking shit because they're so big. So we went and applied for that, and that's how we survive. No internet, no TV, nothing. We're just so grateful. Oh yeah, another thing, everything's paid for. Electricity, water, gas, all that shit, garbage, parking, whatever. So you got this little place. It's got a little carport. So we moved in, and then I asked them if we can get in the first. It's like, nope. You said the third, right? I was like, yeah. It's like, all right, the third. Yeah, fucker. Wouldn't even let us move in one day early. So we moved in February 3rd, 2010. So the usual, blah 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 blah. So 2 years ago, 2023, actually 2022, around October, my wife keeps saying she wanted a cat, because I would go to dialysis and stuff, and she'd be lonely, sitting at home. Oh no, let's go back before that. It's really important that I go back. Yeah, we gotta go back. I skip a full on big story. Her daughter, other than the first daughter. So we can go daughter 1, daughter 2, okay? So, let me check this real quick. Hold on. Spectrum. They say the internet might be out. Good thing we got this game. Don't need no internet, That's why you got all these fucking online, always online, single game play and shit. I don't play none of that shit. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. So anyway, so daughter 2 was born 2014. Yeah. One day, my wife's daughter said, "Oh, I'm pregnant." She didn't even know she was pregnant. So it turns out she was born like 5 weeks premature. So we went to see her, see the granddaughter 2, and yeah, went to the like 5 weeks straight. Went to see her. She grew up pretty good. So my wife's daughter got like a Section 8 and everything like that. Another, they're living good and everything. And my wife finally got money for her disability. And we bought a little truck. She actually bought her daughter a bunch of fucking Monte Carlo and shit, and gave her like license was revoked, so I gave her like 750. So my wife got like 35 grand for disability, and I think we got like 10 grand of it, and we gave pretty much the rest to her daughter, because she had the little granddaughter too, and then she got a grandson after that. So we don't want them to be out in the cold. Gotta have a car. So we bought ourselves a little. She wanted automatic. I didn't want to get automatic, But then she's like, "Well, I want to drive too." I was like, "Yeah, but usually I drive, because I want to get either Toyota or Nissan, like a little Toyota, like a 85 or whatever, or 80, because I had those and they were lasting. So only one that's automatic is a fucking Mazda B 2200. I don't know shit about it. So it turns out to be a piece of shit because like everything, the parts were rare, and it wouldn't pass smog, and it was just a bunch of fucking shit, man. So we bought that thing for like 2,500, and then we got new tires, and got everything new, tires and brakes and all that shit. I did everything myself, so bought a bunch of tools and all that shit. So we had that to drive around. It was funny because I'm blind my left eye, remember, and 30% my right eye. They still gave me a fucking license. It's crazy. But I almost hit so many people because I don't have peripheral vision. And finally, I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna give it even to give me a license, I'm just gonna give up because I don't want to run anybody over, That was one of the release I had when I gave that up, because I didn't want to disappoint my wife, but at the same time, But that's way before the lift and all that shit right now, yeah. Now it's easy, you know what I mean? If you take the lift, take this, there's so many like transportation shit you could do now compared to back in the day, So I gave that up, and then so for some reason her daughter couldn't keep the car. Any kind of car she had was all total. So during the winter, my wife didn't want her to, said she's going here, going there, going here. She didn't want the kids to be freezing, So she she told me to let her borrow the truck, which I didn't want. I let her borrow the truck a couple of times and whatever, it didn't turn out good. So this time, so after a month or so, I didn't hear from her. Supposed to bring the truck back. So I called the police station, and they told me it's in some tow yard and shit because it got totaled, got wrecked. And it's got 2 parking tickets in it, $121. Like, fuck. So I called my sister, the one in Florida. She sent me, oh yeah, she's been sending me to help me with the deposit for the apartment too. And then she gave me another $191 for $121 to pay for the ticket. Yeah. So I got I think I don't know, 1,000 something for that car, for that truck. So I ended up buying a $500 red line bike. With all accessories, the locks, the basket and all that shit. So then one day I locked it here in the carport. Someone fucking cut the lock, stole my bike. Cause me and my wife, we split the money in half, So she got 600 and I got 600, and I bought the bike. So then she's like, "Here, you could use mine, cause buy yourself another bike." I'm like, okay. So she didn't even get anything. So I bought another bike, and I bought a bigger lock and make sure they can't cut through that one. Well, So anyway, during all that time, we were watching her granddaughter. Not really the grandson, because it's a baby, and I told him I don't want to watch the baby, Because back in Laos, I used to watch one of my sister's baby, the one that I went to live with in Texas. Yeah, I was like 6 or 7 years old. The baby had a crib death. I guess no one told me about, like, if his head like face down, you gotta turn his face up. I didn't know. I was a kid. So ever since I had that crib death, I'm traumatized. So I don't really want to see help kids at diapers and shit size. But I did do it with Emily because oops. I mean granddaughter number 2. Yeah. The granddaughter number 2. Yeah. So I did do it with her. Um, change a diaper and all that shit. It was hard. So she was pretty much our daughter. We watch her all the time on the weekends, weekend all the time, and sometimes on a weekday. Uh, yeah, sometimes on a weekday, the weekend. So sometime around 2019, I was at dialysis, and I came home and my wife was just screaming. They took her. They took her. They took her. So she just told the granddaughter number 2 that Granny's not gonna let anything happen to you, And not right after that, but sometime no longer than she told her. The social worker was at the fucking door. Took both of the kids away. Took the granddaughter number 2 and grandson number 1 away from her. And she cried for like a whole week, man. My wife cried for like a whole week. And I could see it in her eyes. That, because she has very beautiful blue eyes. I can see her eyes are, the soul, That day, 90% of her died. She died already, 90%. And I think we got to see him once at a park, and maybe heard a couple phone calls from her mom. So yeah, my wife died 90%, 2019. So she only had like 10% left to live. She had no because her oldest son's like an alcoholic, diabetic. Her ex-husband used to beat her up. He was an alcoholic. He did cocaine and shit like that. So he punched one of her ear in, so she's deaf in one ear. Yeah, very abusive. And her daughter, as you can see, got the kids taken away. Yeah, she was dead like 2019, man. She was gone already. So she started smoking a lot. I just try to support her, whatever. Every time she mentioned the kid's name, she just starts bawling. So I didn't really get it that much because I don't have kids, so I didn't get. I got it, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? So 2022, her daughter brought like 3 cats for us to check out. So we had the cats for a little bit, and then the landlord saw the cats. Anyway, she got it from this girl, and she said, "I want one back." So it was like, fuck. It was hard. And then before that, we used to feed this little stray cat. He used to come around. And then all of a sudden, we don't really see him no more. So, but we got our own. So I told her, well, 2 is better than none. So we had to get one of them away. So she just grabbed one random one. So then, around, we got it around March 2022. So between 2022 and January, he would keep reminding me that got to get rid of the cats. So by then, I felt like they were like my kids. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, I'm not getting rid of the cats. So in January, my niece and his wife came down, and my sister from Florida, and my brother from New Jersey. They pitched in for a ticket for me to take the cats to see my brother in New Jersey. So I was like, oh, because my brother had bought a house and had this big backyard, put the ramps in and shit. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll check it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I left my wife and said, hey, I'll go over there, and when everything's cool, we'll, you could fly over and over here. So it turns out the house like had one bathroom, and it was like 3, 4, 5, 6. So there were like 6 of us living there, one bathroom. You know me. I have phobia in bathroom because when I was in a refugee camp and shit, we had to clean the bathroom, and it'd have like fucking parasites and all kinds of shit, flipping around. I mean, with someone that's like 7, 7, 8 years old, see that shit just traumatized me, like an outhouse. Yeah, so I'm traumatized by that. That's why I can't use a public bathroom. I gotta come home and use the bathroom. That's one of my phobia. So I took off here January like 27th, and I was up there till like May. So around March, I think 24, one night, I was like, shit, man, Let me see something. I'll show you something real quick. So I want to show you, So I think I have that shit in my Instagram. Some pictures and shit. Here we go. That way the story kind of makes sense, you know what I mean? Some Yu-Gi-Oh shit. Just to show you the ramp. Because I was going to build a ramp. Okay, so this is my family right here. Oldest to youngest. Ah, shit. Can't see. What happened? I can't see it. Fuck it. Pocket. Yeah, it's oh, here we go. Let's see if I can. This is part of the ramp right here that I built. Yeah, so I didn't get along with oh, there's here's the two cats that left with me. Here's the two cats that left with me. Yeah, actually this fucker right here, the dad, he ran off. So he got her pregnant. Yeah. So I built this because my nephew got a dog, and then they could just run up here. Yeah, so this was the ramp that I built, you know. So it was cool. It everything was working. Here's there's the baby. What was that? What year was that? Look at that. There's the baby. She had six babies. I birthed them all. So March 23rd, 2023. See it? Yeah. See it? Right there. See it? It's the baby. Yeah, it is the baby. It is the mom. The more babies. So yeah, I didn't get along with that fucker, so I had to tear down all the ramps. Took all the ramps down. So in March I had the baby. And then so that was the room. Empty. That's the day we left. What's that? May 26th. You see it? 2023. So we left there. We left in May. I only went from January to May. And then my nephew drove me to Florida with the 7 cats, cause the dad fucking left. He left his ass. Yeah, he left us. So anyway, so then now I'm in Florida. Yep. So I started building some ramps and shit. So anyway, so yeah, so that's the story. Yeah, so that didn't work out. So in May I left, went to Florida. Everything was going good. Until around oh, we got my brother go live there too from New Jersey. Then around March, you know, cause we were living in a house and we were afraid, you know, that the landlords can see the cats. I mean, I got 7 cats in there. So then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You know, I miss my wife, so in March, so after my birthday, I decided to come back here. So my wife was all happy. So when I was gone, she had two hip surgeries when I was gone. In 2023, she had 2 hip surgeries. Right? On top of the 5. So she's afraid that the hip's gonna pop out, you know? Then when I came back, everything was cool, but then her legs started swelling up. You know? We couldn't figure out why, and she didn't want to go to the hospital. But I think it turns out that one of her kidney was infected or something, you know? And then 5 months ago, I helped her, you know, like the usual. Help her up and everything. She was going to the bathroom. And you know, her legs kind of swollen. Plus, she's always scared that the hip's gonna pop out. So, as she was walking in the bathroom, she slipped and broke her left ankle. Oh yeah, during that time too, she was getting these bed sores because she wasn't sitting up. You know, I keep telling her, you gotta sit up. You know, go sit in the chair. Cause she bought this recliner so she could sit on it. But then she was like, no, I bought it so you can sleep on it. Cause I sleep on the ground. I always sleep on the ground because I feel like it's good for my back. You know, my back never hurt. You know what I mean? Shaolin style. You know, we sleep on a hard surface. That's my belief. So, but she felt bad that I always have to sleep on the ground. That it's dirty and all that. But it's not dirty. You know what I mean? I'm not a dirty person. I vacuum all the time. We got a carpet and everything. But in her sight, you know. So I would just sleep on there just here and there just to make her happy. But she was getting these bed sores right before she broke her ankle. And they were getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you know. Then they would go away. And then once it started getting hot again, it would, you know. And finally, when she broke her ankle, the bed sore got really, really big. And then it got so big they had to, like, go in surgery and scrape that shit. But you know how surgery is. I told you already, right? Like her back went from 1 to 5. Plus she's diabetic, you know. It's not good, man. So anyway, it got really, really big. And remember I told you she gave up since 2019, you know. So she pretty much just after that she just gave up, you know. And then her bed sore got bigger. Never got never got healed up. So then every time so then she got 2 back surgeries. It's 2 of those surgeries scraping that shit. And every time we got these nurses coming over, they're all incompetent, man. Feel like these are the fuckers that got hired during like the COVID, you know, because they're short with workers. So they would just hire anybody. Because the last guy that came down here, they didn't even like brief him on the cut and shit. It was real big. He didn't even have any like big gauze or big, you know, whatever to do this shit, you know. And he was scared to even touch her. And then when he was cleaning the cut, he wouldn't even put the little padding and shit down. And the fucking saline and all that shit went everywhere on the bed, and I had to wipe all that shit up. And I'm like, damn, man, you don't. And then the guy that came that night, he didn't even have a thermometer, didn't even have a blood pressure shit. I mean, that's standard. You know, when I used to work as a mechanic, diesel mechanic back in 1992, you know, and when they sent me out, you know what I mean, I'd have everything, you know, sockets, screwdrivers, jack, oil, gasoline, water, right? Because you never know. Anyway, didn't even have a fucking thing. I had to do a temperature, do a fucking blood pressure and all that shit. I could do all that anyway. It doesn't matter, you know. But another fucking incompetent person. So before I get to that, she's been in the hospital for like, well, total now it's like two months, but around a month and a half we got her home, which is about three weeks ago. She was in the hospital for like 1.5 months, and finally after that, like, so 3 weeks ago we got her out on a Tuesday, and then one of her C sister, remember, ABC. So sister C would be the youngest one, and then two older one be AB. She came, started shit. Like all her ABC sisters, they all want her to go to the nursing home. So the C sister came that day on a Tuesday, started shit. So she was supposed to come home at like 3 o'clock. So she started talking shit and everything. So delayed it. So the paramedics, they had to go pick somebody else up. So my wife didn't get here till like almost 6 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. So she came here on Tuesday. Everything looked good. I was all happy and everything. And then Wednesday she had a fever, like 107. Like fuck. And then Thursday, I guess her kidney got infected again. So her whole body was all swollen. So we had to call paramedics to send her back to the hospital. And then she was there for like a week. They said everything's good. Everything, you know, all the shit was, you know, infection, everything was gone and all that shit. So we got her home again for the second time. And then everything was good. And then, like I said, those two fuckers came. Didn't know what they were doing. All this shit. And then last Wednesday, today's Sunday, okay? Today's today's Sunday. On Wednesday right here, 22nd, I was going to my dialysis, and she was complaining about she couldn't breathe. So we got one of those oxygen tank, not the ones you plug in, the individual tanks. They had one of those tall tanks. We put one of those in it because she said she couldn't breathe. So we put one of those on. And then after dialysis, around 5:30, I came home, and then that shithead fucking nurse that came, that doesn't have a thermometer or anything like that, he was working on her and blah blah blah, and then he's finished, and we're trying to give her because the oxygen ran out, so we want to use the machine that's like you plug in. We didn't know how to do it, so we asked him to come in, and he didn't even know how to do it. Just fucking around and shit. So then my wife's daughter and that guy left, so I was here by myself. And you can hear like she has like pneumonia or something, it's like when she's breathing, like So I put the thing on, I was talking to her, and she says, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep. I say, okay. So she went to sleep. And usually, I let her sleep for a little bit in the morning. I go to sleep. I wake up like 8 or 9. That's when I started up the last gameplay, part 6. So that was around, whatever, if you look at it, maybe around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Somewhere around there. So I fired up that game. So I made her some tea and everything, put it there just in case she gets thirsty. She usually says, "Oh, thirsty. Give me some water." So in the as you see that last game, towards the end, I went and tried to wake her up. That's why I had to cut the game early. So when I went to wake her up, she you see, she didn't wake up. You know. So I called 911. They came over and so that was last Thursday. What day was that? So that was 23rd. On the 23rd, around 12 o'clock, they sent her to the ER. They didn't get a room. So midnight at 23rd, I went down there, and I got to be with her in the ER all night till like 6 in the morning on Friday morning, cause I had to come home, get a little bit of sleep, and you know, cause I have to leave here at 12 and go to my dialysis till 5, and then around 5:30 I got to go back to the hospital to see her. She had a room in the ICU room, 502. So on the 24th, I went to see her. You know, she got this breathing machine on her. You know, she's like, I guess in a coma of some sort. They said they can hear me and shit. So then 8 o'clock I came home. Did a couple of shit. Eat or whatever. I don't know. You know, my mind's kind of twisted, you know. Actually, on the 23rd, I was praying that she didn't get up. You know what I mean? She suffers so much, man. I was like, you know, Lord, please take her, you know. So I think I'm kind of grateful because He let her live, because I got to go say my piece on midnight till 6 in the morning. I was saying peace to her, you know. And then yesterday I went down there all day from 9 till 8. So then this morning, here's where the fucking shit pissed me off. I went this morning. So what happened is she hasn't been eating, so they're feeding her food through the IV tube. So what happened is, if you feed people through the IV tube, they get this thing called yeast infection in their blood. Okay? From the food that you feed them through the IV. So she had this all this time. And the thing is, when she was in the hospital for those, you know, the last 2 months, I would go there. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have dialysis, right? So I would go there when they open at 9 o'clock, around 9:30-ish, you know, not exact, but I would go there until 12 o'clock, because my dialysis is across the street. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would go from 9 to 12, then go to my dialysis from 12, whatever, you know, go wait, whatever, you know, take all that time to walk down there, all that shit. I'm only on the machine 3 hours, and then I have to hold my shit for another 30 minutes, so 3.5 hours. So then I would try to go see her around 5:30, no later than 5:30. So you're looking at least, you know, 5 to 6 hours on my non-dialysis day. So let's just say, you know, 5 hours. So 5 times 3 is 15, right? So 5 times 3 is 15. And then, you know, so 5 times 3, that's my dialysis day, right? 15 hours. And then, on my yeah, puts think MC memory. That's clear. MC M plus. I don't know. One of those copies it. MS. I don't know. So then I have my non-dialysis day. I go from 9 to 11, which is 11 hours times 4. It's 44, right? So plus memory? No, memory's 30. $15. $15. Okay. Whatever. I used to be able to use this shit. Anyway. So 44 plus. No. Clear that shit. 44 plus 15. No, you bitch. 44 plus 15. 59 hours. Times like, I don't know. Let's just say 4 is 4 weeks is a month. Let's say and a half, so 6. Right? Yeah. 354 days. You know? I was there to see her. Minimum. So anyway, so I was there Saturday, and they'll tell me like I had to wear this thin little fucking piece of gown, like a napkin, thinner than a Bounty paper towel napkin, you know. So I was like, well, do I have a choice? I mean, I want to deny that shit. I don't want to wear anything, you know. I want to, cause I want to, you know, I want to rub her forehead and all that shit. You know what I mean? With my hand and everything. So why are you gonna catch all this shit? Whatever. I said, if I would have caught, I would have caught a long time ago. I've been with her for, you know, like I said, a month and a half. She had that shit. So then I was all stoked. I was all happy this morning. I went over there to see her. And it's always fucked up on the weekend. There's always these power trip fucking workers, you know. And because of me, right? And my wife is white, right? Actually, I'll show you a picture of her right now. Yeah, I'll show you a picture right now. No, that's not the one. Desktop. So this is her the other day. So this is her when I brought her home. See? Look peaceful, right? That's the other day when I woke her up. You know? See a little coffee, little tea, a little water, and it looks so peaceful, you know? So, a picture of her the other day. Shit, I don't have it. Damn. kind of wacky. Anyway, yeah, she's in a, it's weird that it didn't have it. I wonder it's in the internal. Oh, yeah, it's in the internal picture. Anyway, they got all these feeding tube and shit on her. So they were, so they tell me, I had to wear this paper thin fucking gown on this morning. And I said, well, they let me slide yesterday, you know? She's like, well, no, you can't do it. I said, I want to waive. She said, nope, you can't. It's policy. Otherwise, you have to leave. So I was like, all right. So I was just standing out there, just because there were two fucking people in there, like giving her the medicine or something that took forever. And you know, they just pointed at the thing, that fucking manager. She just pointed at the gown and shit. I didn't know where it was. I said, hey, well, I'm only got 30% of vision, you know, so I don't know where those gowns are. She goes, well, you didn't tell me. I said, well, I'm telling you right now. You know what I mean? I mean, you can look in my eye. I mean, you can look at somebody's face, right? And see that they're fucking blind. I mean, you know, if you ever look at a blind guy, I mean, you play games, right? Mortal Kombat or whatever, the blind fucking warrior. Their eyes are all gray and all that. You could just tell if they're blind, you know? So I was just holding myself back, you know what I mean? So I got the gown, everything, and I didn't want the place to go like explode anymore, you know? If I hung out there, cause I know I will. So I put my gown on and all that shit, and I went to just went to rub my wife's head and gave her a kiss, and I told her you know, I said you can go, you know, you can let go, you know what I mean? I already said my piece, you know. I said my piece already, and I told her you don't have to hang on, you know. You could just go anytime. Which is, you know what I mean, is, I don't know, it's a mixed feeling. Because if I would have stayed there, I would have fucking went off on those bitches. First of all, she's fat. All these fucking managers are always fat, man. I don't know why. And you know what I was gonna tell her? You know I was gonna tell that fat bitch? You know, this whatever yeast infection shit that my wife has, it's not catchable, okay? They say it is, but you know, it's a fucking hospital, and doctors and all that shit. They say whatever they want. But you know what I was gonna tell her? First of all, America is like almost 50% obese, you know? Right? So I was gonna tell this fucking fat bitch this morning. I was gonna say, hey, listen, you're fat, okay? And you're gonna die either from diabetes or from heart attack, eating all that fat hamburgers and all that, you know? And you're worrying about this yeast in the blood that's gonna kill you? Yeah, I was gonna fucking tell her that shit. And of course, she's probably gonna say, get out, call the security guard. Which they done a couple of times already. You know, including her fucking sister. Calling, what do you call it? Elder abuse on my ass. Like 4 times. Even had a cop going to the hospital. Fucking talk to me. 2 cops came here. From the police station. Of course, both of them were fucking women. And trying to arrest me because I wouldn't let them in the house and shit. Say she's fine. It's like, let me in the house. Like, no, You got a warrant? Fuck that. I say, I want to know who called on me. It's anonymous. No, I don't care. You know? Anonymous. So you could call shit on people or just call yourself anonymous. It's fucked up, man. No rule, you know? They should be accountable for this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So then she was like, stand back, like I was gonna do something, you know. I was just cleaning the garage, man, you know, just on a Sunday, you know, like today, like on afternoon, like today. So anyway, I was sitting in there in that fucking place, and I was like, nah, man. If I keep sitting here, because what happened is they just flip her around, you know, like, cause they say, oh, she don't feel nothing, she's sedated. And that fucking room is like an operation room. You ever been to an operation room? How cold it is? It's fucking freezing, you know. Even me, my hands were frozen, you know, when I was there all day yesterday. Fucking hand was frozen, you know. And then I brought her all these, like, 3 blankets. They only gave her 1. So every time I go there, I end up having to, like, put the other 2 back on her. They're like, you know, just flip her around, pull the band-aids out, and then they say they gotta check her blood every fucking 6 hours, get blood from her every 6 hours, and then they say they can't find blood, so they just poke and probe and all that shit for, you know, 10-20 minutes. I say, why don't you get someone that's good to do this shit, you know? And the weekends are worse. So I got into so many of them, man. I was like, you know what? If I keep hanging around, I'm gonna get fucking arrested, man. You know, it's not worth it. And the way I see it, I love my wife, you know. We've been together 22 years. But just looking at her, you know, laying there like that, she's not there no more, man, you know. She's not there no more. You know. I was there, you know. Like I said, you know, real deal is like almost 63 hours a week, you know, for over 2 months. I mean, not over 2 months, a month and a half. So I was gonna upload the last video, but then I was like, you know what, fuck it. This video, I'm just gonna tell the story, you know. I want to remember her as the kind-hearted, you know, person she is, you know. Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much, because then I'm gonna have to break down and start crying and shit, you know what I mean? I don't want to do that, you know. It's a sad story, but I don't want to break down and cry, man, you know. But I feel I'm holding back so hard, you know. So she said she wants to be cremated, and you know, she wants to be cremated and go to Cambria, you know. So she wants the ashes to be put out in the water up there. So I'm just gonna keep grinding, but I think I pretty much said the thing, but I'm going to end with a video of her. I mean, if you guys want to see it, but if not, the video's over. I'm just gonna end just you know, in remembrance of her, you know. I'm just gonna show you a video of her, of us on our good times, you know, on my Wasteland. I got 3 of them. That was my video game. I just want to end with a with a video of us when we were on vacation. Show you her car and everything. If I have it. I don't know if I have it. I don't think I put it in the thing. Nah, I didn't put it. Oh, here we go. Trip to Cambria. That was August 6, 2003. 23. No, that's when I uploaded. The trip is probably... There we go. I don't know when the thing was. They've been trying to call. Actually borrow my phone. Yeah, cause he's so there she is. It's only 10 minutes. Hope you guys enjoy. So this is what she wants. There's that car. They had to put all the IV and everything in. See. This is before she had the back surgery. I mean, yeah, for her legs. I bought her those shoes. The little flames on from fucking Vans. Yeah, there she is. That's how I remember her, you know? I don't want to remember her as
but don't waste the film. You gotta have it.
There's my truck. Oh, there's a garage sale right here. She's like to buy shit. See, she's a little big, you know? There's me driving. My blind ass. The Hollywood right there. That's where the big fire is. Big fire is right there.
Come on, say something to camera.
There's my truck. Should I take a pee break? See, like those trucks. That's what I was telling you. I want to get those, you know? Like Sylvie body. A fucking Mazda. Shit. Gotta stop at Denny's. Gotta go to the bathroom. It's about 3 hours away.
No.
North of us. Got a little motel right here. Oh no, it's a little sightseeing shit. Yeah.
Land of Chamas, birds of prayer, Traverse Range.
That's cute.
Southern Pedal, snake.
She must be in a with the nature, you know. What's this got to do with Final Fantasy? A lot, you know. The game lets you.
Dang, I should have filmed it.
You know, the game lets you, you know, take you out in the fantasy world, and
Lights on.
you know, it's nice to.
Oh, we should just got one bedroom.
Yeah, they always make you get 2 bedrooms. I don't know why.
2 bed.
We got that TV, box TV. Bet you never seen that. CRV.
Don't you turn on that TV, let's go. Stop it.
Move it. My bed. My bed. My bed. My bed.
That wasn't even a digital video. I mean, it was digital, but you had to use a tape. The DV mini tape. It wasn't even a SD like it is now. And those tapes are like $12 each.
Is it on?
It's always on. We're always on, baby.
She's so clumsy. Never not open the door. Try to come in now.
See that? That's before the surgeries, man. It's fucked up. Told her, don't get the surgery, you know? Yeah, this is like a ancient cemetery.
Here, let me get a picture. Here, let me get a picture.
Yes, you got
What?
one. Film pictures, not even digital. With the film, you know.
We're at
The cemetery.
Cambridge.
Cambria, not Cambridge. Cambridge,
Cambridge.
Massachusetts.
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 Massachusetts. Yeah. That's why she wanted her ashes to be sprayed. So we're gonna film that. Kind of like the God of War, you know, 2018 story, but in real life. Right there, those old
No, don't do
35mm camera. Yeah, see. She wants to be spraying one of those oceans.
With some ocean. Do you want to film it? Oh, both of us? With some ocean. Ocean! The background. Ocean. Ocean.
That was a good one. Big wave.
I don't care about no waves. I want to be in it. I want to be in the waves. Right?
Next time I go there, it's gonna be just me, her daughter, and my friend. My friend's gonna drive us up there.
She likes taking pictures of ocean. I like filming us talking. In the ocean! In the ocean! Ocean, ocean.
Oh, that's a good one. I keep missing the good one.
Keep missing the good ones. She keeps missing the good ones. Nope, not that one either.
Oh yeah, everywhere I go, like this morning, went to the hospital. They're like, "Who the hell are you?" You know, I'm like, "I'm her husband." Everywhere I go, who are you? Are you a friend?
Crazy.
Are you a family member or a friend? Like every
How big those waves
fucking
are.
person. You know, you get tired, you know. I mean, I guess I don't blame you.
I don't think I can climb down there like I did before.
I ain't going down there.
Look, I did. I climbed down there.
Did you?
And look at her, look at me, you know. Everywhere, even stores, they think I'm a fucking criminal. They would say, "Hey, can I help you?" And then she would say, "Oh, he's with me." And then they're like, "Oh, okay." You know what I mean? Fucking crazy. We're like the odd couple, the oddities. You know, but I understand her, and she understands me. You know. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. So then, because I gave up my license and everything, you know what I mean? That was our last trip. Like, she can drive, I can't drive. And I think that was another thing, you know? She had that to look forward to.
This is romantic.
You know?
I score some points.
I think
Until he
she just,
loses them again.
I think she just
I get
gave
the
up because
points.
she has nothing to look forward to, you know? Her kids are fucked. Grandkids are gone. Our little favorite trip
Big wave.
is gone.
That would be good. Look at that. Well, here comes a big wave. All right, let's go.
We're leaving now. Private property.
See how good she walk? You know, I always thought I was gonna grow up old, you know?
This place is dead.
Us together and just going on these random trips and shit.
Stop it. Turn it off.
I mean, we had fun while we were there, you know?
We're wasting tape.
Oh yeah, she loves flames and tie-dyes. Still some ice. We always gotta have a cold soda everywhere we go. See? Look, carrying the cooler. Now I see her laying down in a, you know, in a,
It's going there.
with a breathing. Oh yeah, there's a skate park there. Check that out. Yeah. Now she's in the.
Steep ramps, isn't it?
No, but look, that's it.
You know.
The metal needs to be screwed in.
Now she's there with a breathing tube and all that shit. You know. I don't remember her. I want to remember her as this. You know.
Where you go?
With a half pipe.
Yeah, right. Yes.
And now she walks.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah. So that's Cambria right there. And then there's a thing called Big Sur,
Oh no.
which is
Get
about
arrested.
20 minutes north from here.
Oh, maybe.
It's a little spot where they have waterfall and everything. So that's where she wants her ashes to be spread.
The name.
What? Oh. Can you get a picture of it?
Yeah, yeah.
Too bad I didn't show it. But anyway. So I don't know. I don't know why I didn't have the picture. You know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to show her, you know, her in the hospital or nothing, so. Alright, man. Thanks for watching. You know what I always say. Go out to visit your loved ones and your family. Because the dead do not need anything. Always keep on rolling. Because running water don't go stale. Always have fun, you know. You don't have fun, you see me quit. Okay? I'll be keeping the underground lit for you and me. Alright? Enjoy. So next time we'll get back to a normal let's play, right? This is a special one, you know. Thank you.